the Halifax Explosion. On December 6th, 1917, the port city of Halifax, in Canada, woke up to what felt like another ordinary morning during World War I. Military ships moved through the harbor, carrying supplies toward the European front. But at exactly 8:45 a.m., two vessels crossed paths in the worst possible spot. That moment would change the history of Halifax forever. And before we go any further, understand this. Everything you are about to hear actually happened. At the entrance of the harbor, a French vessel was moving forward with a dangerous mix of cargo. It carried high-powered military explosive material, a very unstable chemical used in ammunition, flammable cotton powder, and barrels of fuel that could ignite with even the smallest amount of heat. Approaching from the opposite direction was a Norwegian cargo ship, moving too fast inside a narrow passage. At 8:45, the collision happened. A sharp impact shook the deck, knocked barrels to the floor, spilled fuel, and started a fire. Let me be direct. If you had been watching that scene at that moment, you would not have realized that the entire city was minutes away from exploding. The burning ship drifted slowly toward the pier. A tall column of smoke rose above the harbor, pulling everyone's attention. People went to their windows. Workers stepped outside. Teachers allowed students to look from the classroom glass. Everyone thought it was just another fire at the port. Picture this for a moment. Almost every single person was staring straight at the center of the future blast, without knowing they had only minutes left to live. 20 minutes of curiosity. 20 minutes of an invisible countdown. At 9:04 a.m., the ship exploded. The flash was so powerful it destroyed houses, tore roofs into the air, shattered windows miles away, and threw train cars across the landscape. Pieces of the vessel were launched almost 4 kilometers from the harbor. More than 1,900 people were killed instantly. Another 9,000 were injured. To understand the scale of this event, clearly remember, it was the largest non-nuclear explosion ever recorded. As the city disappeared into smoke and silence, strange reports began to surface. Some witnesses claimed they saw a second light just before the main flash, something orange moving inside the rising cloud. Others said they heard unusual metallic noises coming from the ship minutes before the blast. No official investigation, military or civilian, has ever provided a clear explanation for these observations. And before we end this part, keep this in mind. After the disaster, several names emerged to change the course of everything. But that is something I will only reveal in part 2.
And there is still a lot of dark stuff you haven't seen. Stay with me, subscribe, and come investigate the next mystery, my friend.